Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Vinland Saga. Last time around we had Sword, where basically Thor's old buddies showed up, but not in a general good way. It's his old Viking buddies who were like, yo, we're gonna go to war. We want you to go to war. And he was like, I don't really want to go to war. And they were like, well, we'll kill everyone you ever care about if you don't come with us. So he's like, oh, fuck, I gotta go to war then. So... yeah, that was pretty much it. But then at the end, there was the twist that that they're luring Thor's into a trap to kill him. I guess they're just petty. So, yeah. Also, there was a whole thing about Thorfinn, how he wants to go to war, but he's a naive child. But he doesn't think he's a naive child because that's what naive childs are like. Children. Yes, children. That's a word. So, yeah. Anyway, it's been 2 weeks since the last episode and since I recorded the last episode, so I want to get into this, so why don't we go ahead and jump right in. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure, so let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Vinland Saga. Here we go. Oh, I want him to last, though. I want him to last for, 10 episodes at least, man. Thor's is such a great, interesting character that it's just... I fully expect that he's going to die and we're going to get some kind of time skip following Thorfinn, you know? But 10 episodes, come on. Come on, give me some Ned Stark, you know? Give me some Ned Stark. Ned Stark had a good fight, too. Ned Stark had a good fight against Jaime Lannister. It's just that he got hit by, one of the lackeys. But he had a good fight, because Ned Stark was a good fighter, so I'm at least gonna get that out of Thor's, but... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. These boys. There's just something about Thor's, he's just, the not really jaded, but just, the worn veteran, it's like, he's just so great, he's just so great. And I like when he says, stop saying kill so lightly, this is a big deal, so, but that was interesting, and they're off. I'm glad at least he had a plan, He had a plan to keep the boys from going into battle, And, it's entirely possible he had intention of coming home, I'm sure it wasn't, a definitive, but I think he left it open to where it's he might come back, And I think that's exactly why Floki hired Askeladd, is because it's even though it's been 15 years and he has not been a fighter, but I mean, we saw him last episode, when he was doing the blacksmithing, and he had his shirt off, and he was jacked and handsome, but he was jacked, you look at him, it's oh, it's been 15 years since he's been on the battlefield, and it's yeah, but he's friggin' kept up, which, wouldn't you keep up with that just in case something happened, even though he thought that he had faked his death well enough, wouldn't you do that just in case something like this very thing happened, I don't know. Friggin', again, I want the slice of life, Which, I mean, there's a part of me that feels like we do kind of get that. This isn't quite the big, grand adventure that you almost would expect, especially in anime, but it's I don't know, obviously we're about to get some action, and that's great and everything, but there is a part of me that's man, I just want a complete slice of life. But I don't know. I'm still enjoying it. It is this has got a slice of life elements to it, you know. Especially some of the interactions between Thors and Thorfinn, you know. But I love the backstory of when Ylva was born. And I like that because, you know, he's in full warrior mode at that point. He's like, oh, the leader wants a boy, so give me a boy next time. He starts to leave. I like, though, because it's like, I'm sure, because they said that Helga was the daughter of the leader. So I'm sure it was a thing of, like, you know, I'm sure it was a thing of sort of an arrangement, you know, like, well, the leader will have his best warrior literally give him a grandson with his daughter. It's like, I could see that being an arrangement, but it's like, I like the detail of, it's like, no, she's not just some, you know, she's not just some wallflower that you come stick your dick into every so often. That analogy fell apart, but you know what I mean. But it's like, no, she will stand up for herself, you know? And I love, just in that scene, it just kind of works with what we also see of Ylva in the future, you know, when she's grown up. So it's like, she takes after her mother, you know, maybe a bit more than her father, you know, and I like that. And he says, like, it's the only time I've ever seen Helga mad is when he was trying to just leave and, you know, pass off the responsibility, and she made him come up with a name, and then it hit him, you know. So I like that it's like, no, it's like, even though it's probably an arrangement, it's like, no, I think they definitely love each other, you know? Like, he respects the strength that she has, you know? So, it kind of reminds me, I don't know, a bit of, like, Dragon Ball, where it's like, you know, when they bring up, it's like, oh, Saiyans only want strong women, and that's what you see with, like, you know, Chi-Chi or Bulma. It's like, it kind of reminds me of that. Like, I would imagine the Vikings are very Saiyan-like, now that I think about it, you know? They're kind of like that. Now, the Saiyans are very, you know, they're, you know, a lot of rabble-rousers, but it's like, I would say that's probably pretty close, so that's pretty cool. I like that. And I like, you know, that's the moment. And it's an interesting thing, too, because it's like, you know, when we first watch, you know, you'd almost, like, they kind of, because they wait a little bit to introduce Ylva, that it's like, you know, you see the first scene where it's like, you know, oh, he sees his daughter, well, technically he does, but he sees his wife and his, you know, newborn child, and you think that's Thorfinn. But then you go and realize, oh no, wait, that couldn't have been Thorfinn because he's, you know, he's too young. It's like that was his older sister, and it's like, I like that even though Thorfinn, you know, seems like he'll be our protagonist eventually. I like that. Yeah, it's the birth of his first child that, you know, that's the moment when he starts getting scared of going to fights, you know, going out on the battlefield, because now he has something to come back to, you know. Before, it's just, well, if I die, I'll die in a blaze of glory and everything. Now it's, I don't want to die because I have people I want to return to, you know. So that's an interesting thing. I like that. So yeah, so he took the boys and Leif, and unfortunately has brought along Thorfinn as well, who knows how long he was in that barrel, you know. But yeah, and just again, just that face he has, just that moment where he's just like, it's just like, you can see it's like he's kind of happy, you know. He's kind of happy, you know, when he sees his son. He was like, look, it's the ocean. He's happy that his son gets to see this, but on the other hand, he is stressing out because this was not part of his plan, you know? So I like that. That was such a good moment. Again, Thor's is such a great character. God, I hope he lasts for a little while longer. I don't know, man. I don't know. And again, I don't really know if he does die. I just feel like he will die. Like he was made to die in this anime, you know? Like, I've watched too many stories, you know, I've watched too many stories where it's like, oh, this is gonna be, you know, like Yuji's grandpa in Jujutsu Kaisen, or Josuke's grandpa in JoJo or something, or Jonathan's father in JoJo. There's a lot in JoJo, definitely, but you know, it's the Uncle Ben death. You know, it's the big important death that begins a hero's journey or just a protagonist journey. I don't know, because I don't know what we're gonna get out of Thorfinn or where this story's gonna go. So it's like, I really want him to last. And again, sorry if I've technically been spoiling this the whole time, but Ned Stark is probably the most apt example, just because Thor's is very much the protagonist right now, you know? So I don't know, but I hope he can last. He's definitely going to take down a lot of those goofs. They're sort of rabble-roused, you know? It's like, now, Askeladd seems to be, you know, he seems to be confident, which is interesting, and I'm curious how good he is. But yeah, like, I hope, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to see. But yeah, but they're trapped. They're trapped. Something is wrong. Something happened to that village, I guess. Well, I mean, they happened to that village, so we will have to see what's gonna happen. But I want him to last. I want him to last because he's such a great character. But I guess that's basically it. Yeah, with all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Vinland Saga reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.